as we all remember her today around the world. We'd love to know. From my perspective, all I can say is she's one of the smartest, most beautiful girls that we've witnessed. Especially if you consider the Bollywood industry, I don't think there is anybody who can touch the kind of brain power she had, the beauty she had. But please share some memories with us.
All that what you're saying, the brain power, the talent, the articulation, the way she spoke, the way she carried herself, and everything. It was she that all that put together was a threat to Bollywood, for the uneducated Bollywood,
Yep,
for the
absolutely.
uneducated, because Bollywood says we don't want to know what is your degree of qualification and all like that. We just
True.
want to know that whether are you willing to do what we want you to do. You
Yep.
don't need to be qualified. We educate our children, for so that they have the sensibility. Her sensibility was actually sabotaged. She was manipulated. And she was, you tell me when you are 24, 25, how you can be manipulated. You're still innocent. You may be very talented, very articulated, but you're still innocent. And she went for something abstract. She didn't go for wealth. She didn't go for money. She went for love. She was strong. But the day she gave up, but the day she realized, that very night, throwing flowers, look at the body language, look at the CCTV. Police did not show CCTV. Till today, CCTV footages are not with the court. They were never given to CBI. How CBI has begged police to give what they want, they never got it. It was me who have given most of the things to them. And that CCTV was also sabotaged, doctored. We got the CCTV after 10 days. I didn't even know there was a CCTV. I came to know from the police officer that your building has got a CCTV. So I collected. When I went to collect that very time, the secretary says it's with the police. So police is holding that for 15 days. Why? And after 15 days, they return it, and then I get whatever the copy I got, I gave it to CBI. And in that, you can see the father entering,
Yep. Yep.
Jiah entering, Jiah throwing flowers, Jiah's body language. The call log says that she was on the phone, but CCTV does not show that she's on the phone. The time that call log shows that she should be on the phone fighting, but she is walking. So how is that time gap? The time I'm entering the gate, the call log shows at that time I had called Anju Mahendru already. So why there is a mismatch? All these questions, I have raised many times. I am raising it today, and you're talking about Jiah and her talent. Everyone has seen. I don't have to, repeat that. But what I carry with me is that little girl, and I know I will meet her again. I will meet her again. She will be back, because God is very merciful. God is very kind, and God will give me another chance to be with her, and that might be forever.
I was
And
just telling.
I want to be, I want to, she's telling me in my mind, Mama, please don't cry. Mama, please don't. I'm happy. I'm in such a peaceful place, Mama. I'm waiting for you. And when you will come, we'll do this, we'll do that. This is the communication she has, because she used to talk to me 10 times, and I miss that. She used to tell me everything. I miss that. We did things together, so many things together. She loved water. She loved sea. She loved water sports. I mean, she was a very adventurous. She liked paragliding. She loved climbing mountains. She she was very adventurous.
I know.
And she
Okay,
had,
Anisha.
the music she would compose. Look at Nishabt was one example, that She composed, choreographed, composed, directed her own song, Take Light. And, she was so talented. But the thing is, as much talented you may be, there is a process in every industry that you start as a kindergarten, you start and take baby steps. So this is what I used to say. You may be very talented, you may be genius, but you have got to take baby steps in the industry that you enter. Your confidence and your oomph, that people loved it and gave you, accepted you. Now you have got to calm down and take it slow. And that is why she slowed down. You see, sometimes the spotlight also burns you. So I said, these media that is coming after you and wanting your little bites and your pictures and all like that, don't get burnt with that, because, film industry and the media, it's a very exhausting place. It exhausts you mentally, physically. So you need a time out. So why don't you take time out and do something that you want? And she wanted to do brand management, because she wanted to create, she's a brand. So she wanted to do brand management so that she can, take her brand elsewhere. She doesn't need to hire people to manage her brand. So she had 8 months of a gap she deliberately took, because she had 6 films. 3 films she signed that night, and CBI has got that evidence. 3 films she was in communication with UTV, and 2 films she already had in the pipeline. So she had work. It was Suraj Pancholi who was telling her all the time to do this and to do that, controlling her. She was going for audition a couple of times. He would say, no, forget it. That company that you're going for they are losers. They're very small time. Come back. So, when you're in partnership, when you're in a relationship, you do listen to each other.
Sure.
But perhaps that can be a mistake. That can be also, taken in a right way. So now today we say, oh, she should have not listened to him. But she's in a relationship, not me. You understand me? You are married. You know how it is, how it goes. You can't just do whatever you want.
Yep.
And if the day she decided not to listen to him, that was the end of her. And you know how people are, how narcissistic people are. I don't have to speak out on this channel, on this platform.
Sure.
If one wants to find out, they can go and study and Google it.
Yeah. One thing which I would love to say here is, आपके आने से पहले we were just talking about, jiah, and we did a little in the morning as well. From all of us, for sure, we wish we all could come and give you a virtual, a hug, but a virtual hug for you from all of us here, and for jiah. I was watching, I did see that photograph. I would actually love to display that right now. Your daughters have planted those white rose, and I would love to kind of put that up in front for all of the people here.
Yeah.
And also the jasmine. So
yeah.
Hopefully this will come up now. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And
we always there is one plant which we planted on that day, and it is now 9-year-old, and that was her favorite plant. So like that every year, and on her birthday we do put a plant, because she loved gardening. I mean, she loved pets. She would pick up cats from street and bring them home, and my house became a zoo. She picked up a dog from Crawford Market and brought him home, and called him Julian, because she had a producer who was producing videos, music videos. So his name was Julian. So she called the dog Julian, and the cat was, Cleopatra. The other one was called Suri. The other one called, I don't know, I forgot her name, but this is Foxy. So, she was such a pet lover. She loved animals, plants. It's, sometimes I look at Sushant Singh, and Sushant Singh, I feel, was so much like Jiah, both articulated, intelligent, educated, and fond of animals, fond of, doing charity, so philanthropic. I mean, both were very iconic in my eyes, and actually in the eye of universe also. If they had grown, to that age of 30 plus and all like that, they would have really been very strong and they would rule. People would have definitely followed them, and they were iconic figures, I will say.
Yeah,
They didn't
believe
get enough
fully.
time. But God is kind, God will give them. They will shine. They are still stars, they are still shining. And you
Absolutely.
have
I mean,
kept alive, you have kept this whole thing alive. Varun, you have been really, your campaign has been very, very promising and very motivated, and also very inspirational. Really, you are doing something which is very philanthropic, which is actually doing for the universe, for the benefit of people, victims, victim of abuse. So, I really thank you, and I say please go on and be fearless, because
yeah,
at the end everyone comes with one certificate, and that is death. Everyone is going to die.
yeah,
Death is already, we came with that warrant of death, and death is, every minute there is something dying in universe. Every second there is death. Every second there is a creation. Do you understand? So what is death?
yeah,
My child and Sushant and Disha, they are there in universe. If you can't see them, they have destroyed them physically, but not their soul. They can't touch. They are beyond their reach. So I am, you can see, you can feel, yes, when I think of her, my eyes get flooded, but I am very much in peace because I know the truth. And now the whole perception of public perception is they know the truth. Now the authorities don't know how to portray it, because they cannot fool. They can fool for some time, but not all the time. They can fool few, but not everyone. So eventuality is truth, and it will come. Matter of
right.
how long. They can delay it, but not deny.
That is true. That is very true. But again, if I say, that I can feel your pain, no, I cannot, because your pain is something which only you can feel, you can sense it. But the only thing I can say is, of course, with this little gesture that we are doing, this will definitely be something, a very little thing for Jia herself. If we are able to achieve this, it'll be like a blessing for all of us who are part of this, because we all are playing a little role, doing our bit to get her name along with Sushant and many more into that Guinness Book of World Records, so that even though nobody can take away the glory that G already has, but this will be like etched in a record book as well. And we will, if I wish and I pray all the COVID situation, everything goes away very soon. And if this thing materializes, I will definitely fly down there to hand you over this and give you a hug. And that's a commitment that I can give you as a son. It is
But,
definitely not easy. Yeah,
but I want to say one thing. When you have your own pain, you become very weak. But when you take the pain of everyone, you know, all those victims who have been abused, who have been, innocently killed this in this heinous manner, then you become strong. And you, for example, the way you are raising voice, you're not raising voice for one person, you're raising voice for all those victims, all those, innocent families who are actually, victim of their children being killed in this manner. So you are doing a very noble job. You're really, I tell you, I really appreciate what you're doing, and my that is why I came on this platform when you requested me, is because I want to be your support as much as you have been, and your fans and your audiences has been a support to us, because it is just not Gia's pain in my heart, it is also the pain of those innocent souls who have gone, and there was nobody to raise voice for them.
That's what we feel sorry
My
for.
heart goes for them too. Yes, I want to be strong, but somewhere when I think that so much cruelty, where we are supposed to protect God's creation, and here we are killing, you know, I become weak. My eyes start getting flooded. My heart gets overwhelmed. Then I can't control my tears because it is very hurtful. And it's not easy to cry. It's only when you're so overwhelmed with pain of everybody's, then then eyes do get, it's like an ocean in the eye then. It's not stoppable. So I'm not crying for Jiah. I'm not crying for just one person, one child. I'm crying for Sushant and for Disha and for others also that who have been killed and they have been scandalized by, or they have committed suicide. That's a very hurtful thing. That's a very scandalous thing. That's a very, there is nothing so hateful than giving a victim that kind of a name that, oh, this person has committed a suicide. They loved life. They will never do this to themselves. And they had future plans. Yes, people do commit suicide. And I feel very sad for them. But these people like Disha, Sushant, and Nafisa, Jia, they were not. They were very, very daring people. They were not coward. They were not afraid of life. They were not. They were not going into a shell and being there and not coming out. It's not easy to die. Even people in COVID, you must have experienced it. I have experienced and I have seen it. They want to live. They were pleading. They were pleading to save themselves. Somehow to save them. Now that is a natural, how man-made virus or God sent virus, whatever it is. But people want to live. You understand me? People victim of COVID wanted to live, and they died because most of them died because of negligence or lack of medication or whatever the reason was. But they never wanted to die. So the circumstances that Disha and Jia and Sushant have been found dead is all staged. And this is the voice we are raising. So we are not police, we are not investigating officers, but we are using our common sense and raising questions which are very common questions. And these officers look at us and stare at us and intimidate us. That अगर तुमने मुंह खोला, अगर तुम बोलोगे तो हम तुमको भी इंजेक्शन देके मार देंगे.
I know you mentioned that.
चुप हो जाओ, चुप हो जाओ, चुप हो जाओ. I mean, are these things?
Yeah, I don't know how these people
Because
sleep, how they survive.
They have not lost their child. Na? I want to see those people when they lose their child. What do they say? Are they not going to cry? Are they not going to say, "Ab to chali gayi, ab rehne do, hamara socha nahi"? Are they going to say that? They are going to dig themselves and find out that how they died, why they died, and who killed them. Sure. And they will go at every length to spend the money. I have not spared. I have emptied myself, so what? I've done my duty and I'm doing my duty and I will do my duty. Somebody asked me, are you not afraid of them, how they have, they are capable of, in fact, suspending Twitter, and they can also, your life can be a threat and in danger. I said, the most what they can do, they can destroy, and put a feather on their cap, or are they going to have a trophy? Are they going to become superheroes? Are they going to have a crown on their head of killing that many people? Maybe they are wanting a crown of skull on their head. So this is what I have to say, and I want to say, until there is not a movement, until more voices are not raised, until we are not going to bring out the evidences to the court cannot give justice.
Absolutely. That's what has, like you've already said for jiah, we feel the same that has happened in Sushant's case. Botch ups, and only botch ups. Evidence is being botched up. The real culprits, they are nowhere to be found. They're not even right now in the custody. So I think a lot of this has to do with how our system works, especially the police and the agencies. I mean, in your case, you already mentioned how even the premier agency was kind of hand in glove.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I think it's high time, thanks to people like you who've not stopped raising the voice, who've not stopped asking people like us to wake up. You have woken up, a lot of us. तभी मैं कहता हूँ, राइट, आई मीन हम लोग चुप थे, इस वजह से भी बहुत कुछ होने दिया. हम लोग उनकी पॉकेट्स फिल करते थे, इसलिए उनको भी अपना फील हुआ as if they are the boss, they are the big boss, they can do anything they want, they have the power. But enough is enough.
No, they have the power, but the power misused.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. And law and authority given to wrong hands.
That is correct.
I remember when Margaret Thatcher was was Prime Minister in London, the first thing she did to kill crime in UK is triple the salary of the police officers.
Oh, wow.
You see, when their pocket is full, today you bribe a police officer in London, you will be handcuffed. When I'm not saying bribes don't happen, corruption is not there in London, in UK, but in a very big scale. Not for for pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big scale. You're talking about millions and billions.
Right.
You understand me?
इंडिया में
Not
तो
for
500 रुपए में कुछ हो जाता है.
huh?
इंडिया में तो 500 रुपए दे दो तो कुछ का कुछ हो
Don't
जाता है.
pay, to a traffic officer.
Yeah.
And he'll be pleading and thanking you with joint hands.
That is true.
That's sad. So वो भी तो तरस आता है ना.
Yeah.
And no officer wants to be in that constable's place. But मैं तो कहती हूँ